That was Madonna in her bathtub. Hope she's doing okay. You know, a lot of us average folk don't really appreciate how devastating socially isolating can be for celebrities. So please take a moment and keep them in your thoughts. Can't be easy being them. Time for headlines. City officials who last month were suggesting that people who avoided Chinatown were racist are now saying that they're sorry for all the extra dead people. This morning, Amazon Prime introduced next month delivery. That's going to be replacing next day, 2-day, and standard delivery. So if you have any items in your cart and you'd like them in late April, make sure to take care of that today. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's approval ratings fell just short of COVID-19, hovering at 0.02%. He's hoping he can make things up by pretending to be competent during the current crisis by emulating New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. And the governor, who has really stood out as a crisis leader lately, told reporters yesterday that he hopes this pandemic lasts forever because it's the first time in years that people haven't been calling him an asshole. More news at the top of the hour. But first, questionable material with Jack and Brian. You are listening to Questionable Material with Jack Helmuth and Brian Sack. This episode, Family Feud. Job interview tips. Is there a vaccine on the horizon?
Did we begin?
Yeah, we did.
Kind of a low energy start to this thing, Brian.
Well, Jack, what'd you do today?
Oh, I was a teacher today, Brian. I taught 2nd and 3rd grade math, some of which I understand, many of which I don't. I prepared meals. I cleaned dishes.
One of the side effects of this virus is it makes you into a housewife.
Yes, absolutely. I've already sort of been grooming my body to be in such a way.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm really just sort of like having my actions match my body.
You got breasts, you got the pregnancy belly, and now you've got the home life.
See, what I like to do with a woman is I like to gain sympathy weight when she's pregnant, but I keep sympathizing.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I did today.
Yeah.
I did the job that my Dobbs Ferry teachers aren't able to do.
So do you get all the tax dollars that went towards your public school education? Do you get that money back?
I would assume so. That just makes sense.
Yeah.
But what really stinks for the kids is I'm going on strike tomorrow.
Are you really? Are you unionized?
Yeah. I created a union and then joined it.
Oh, good. And now you're going to go on strike for what? Is it more pay that you want or better hours?
No, I would just want more sex.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe just from like the sexy lunch lady who lives with me.
The principal?
Yeah, the principal of our house.
These are fun times.
What about you, Brian? What did you do today?
Well, let's see. Got up. My wife had made peanut butter, walnut, oatmeal cookies.
Okay,
that
awesome.
were quite good.
Mm-hmm.
I read a lot of news.
Oh, good. What was the news about?
About the coronavirus. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I've not been reading the news lately.
Well, I read that.
Teaching kids.
I read about the coronavirus. I perused Twitter very briefly today. I find Twitter very alarmist.
I don't find Twitter to be alarmist. I find the facts in the news to be alarming.
Yeah, those aren't helping.
Yeah. Especially here in New York State.
Yeah, we are
the center of.
We're the winner.
Yeah, we won.
We are winning. We are beating the rest of the country.
Suck it, Illinois.
Yeah. I'll have to say, I don't like Andrew Cuomo, the governor.
Yes.
Never have.
Yeah.
But
you have not.
He's doing a really good job because he's picking up where Trump and de Blasio left off or never picked up.
Boy, is de Blasio an idiot.
He's worthless. That guy's worthless. But I mean, I see Cuomo clearly is considering a presidential run in the future. Yep. So this is he's proving his credentials and everything. But he's done a good job. I mean, he's really taken the reins. It's funny because my primary care doctor went to school with Cuomo and hates him with a passion. Hates him.
That's funny.
He was giving me my flu shot. And then we were talking about, he's like, oh, that Cuomo. I'm like, oh my God, calm down. You're going to stab me. You've got a needle. Like he was getting so angry because he just really hated Cuomo from going he went to Fordham with him. Huh?
Oh, he went to Fordham with
him? Yeah.
Oh. Well, congratulations on a productive day.
Yeah.
One of the things I've been doing as I just have nothing but TV to watch at night, I've been watching a little bit of Family Feud again.
Uh-huh.
And I was wondering if I could, we did a thing maybe about a month ago where you answer Family Feud questions because, of course, your family was on Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
We had 199 points and you couldn't get one to win it. I mean, I'm sorry to bring that up, but we should probably get that backstory.
It's okay. We can move on.
I thought maybe I'd give you a quick chance. I'd just read you some Family Feud questions and see if you could just get that 1 point.
Okay.
All right. So Family Feud questions. Here we go.
Yeah.
Name a reason you might get rid of an old family heirloom.
Windy.
Where do kids nowadays spend most of their time?
Earth.
Tell me something many people do just once a week.
Basting.
Name a reason a person might wake up at 2 a.m.
They have to set their alarm for 3 a.m.
Name something you might eat with a hamburger.
High school gym class.
Name a character from Game of Thrones.
Sword Man.
Name something you always have to keep plugged in.
Grandma's ventilator.
Name a fruit you might eat in the morning.
Richard Simmons.
Name a reason you might be late for work.
Eating Richard Simmons.
What is the first thing most people do in the morning?
Richard Simmons.
Maybe. Tell me a type of gun that doesn't shoot bullets.
Love gun.
Gross. After you take a selfie, who might you send it to?
Mike Tyson.
What? Name something you might put in your bed before you go to sleep to keep you warm at night.
Mistress.
Yes, other person. Yes, the judges will accept that. Congratulations.
Really?
Yes.
All right, good.
Good job, Brian.
Thanks, Jack. I did it.
Yeah, it only took you 45 questions and you finally got a point.
I get the money now.
Yes. You should email Warner Brothers Productions or whoever makes that show and ask for your money.
I'll wait till they're back in the office.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so email them in next January.
Okay.
So, hey, Brian.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, buddy. I was just reminded of something because I can actually hear my next door neighbor here in the middle of coronavirus lockdown where only essential employees are allowed out in the world.
Yeah.
I can hear my next door neighbor has brought in a lawn care crew to spruce up his property.
Really? Priorities?
Yeah.
Is your neighbor like some kind of a famous author or something or what?
Yes, unfortunately he is. I will go no farther.
Okay.
In revealing his
Understood.
identity. Yes.
Don't want to have awkward interactions with the neighbor, do we?
No, not at all. Especially, he has enough money to have me killed.
That's right. And he's probably doing that by having a crew next door cutting his bushes in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes, he has enough money to get us all killed by paying them, $50 under the table.
Wow, great.
Yeah. But I'm reminded that makes me think of jobs, right? That once this whole crisis is over, and it will end someday, the unemployment is unfortunately going to be very high. A lot of people have lost their jobs and are going to continue to lose their job. So the unemployment rate is going to be very high once people are allowed to go back to work. Don't you think?
I know for a fact.
Yeah. And that got me thinking that, don't you own an unemployment agency?
I do. I have an employment agency, not an unemployment agency. I tried that tack and it didn't work out.
Really? What was that business plan like?
It was basically we worked to get you fired.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So then you'd have a job and we'd stroll in and accuse you of sexual harassment or something and then walk away. And then next thing you know, you're out of a job. But
why would people use that service?
That's the thing. We went out of business very quickly. Our first
I imagine.
Our first 3 customers were just curious and we're just trying to figure out what our business model was.
Did you take a bath on that one?
A big time. Took out a lot of loans.
Really?
Yeah.
And banks guaranteed those loans based on your business model?
Yeah. They thought it was part of a comedy series, like an undercover comedy video series.
Right.
So they kept looking around during the meetings, looking for cameras hidden in the walls. But they're like, yeah, sure, we'll give you this money for an unemployment agency.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was actually a legit enterprise that I thought of.
Well, so and then you switched it up, and then you declared bankruptcy, and you started an employment agency.
An employment agency, which is much smarter, and especially nowadays.
Especially nowadays. So I imagine once this is over, times are going to be booming. So it got me thinking there are probably a lot of listeners of ours are unfortunately going to be out of work. So maybe you could give them some tips for finding a job once it's time to do so. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So, when you're working with an unemployed person, how do you match up the right person with a job? Like if a person comes into your office or sends you an email to sort of an introductory email, how do you match a person with a job?
I want to find out what you're good at. First of all, what you want to do. And then on top of that, what you're good at doing.
Right.
And so in our first, we'd have a sit down meeting, and we can kind of role play this if you want. And I could show you what I would do if you sat down in front of me in my office, at my employment office.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So thanks for having me.
Sure.
I am ready to work. I've been cooped up here for months. Let's get me back earning some money.
All right.
So can you find me a job?
I'd be happy to find you a job. You know why?
Why?
Because when I find you a job, it makes me feel good.
Okay.
Plus I get 10% of your salary. But I feel really good. That's 90% of me feeling good.
Fine. I guess you got to do what you got to do. So you get 10% of my salary.
Right.
When can I start work?
As soon as we get you a job.
Okay. How are you going to get me a job?
By being diligent.
Okay. At what?
Well, finding you a job.
Okay, good. So I would like to start working now.
Okay.
How do we do this?
What's your name?
My name's Billy.
Billy, what are you good at?
My last job was shredding documents at Pfizer.
You shredded documents at Pfizer?
Yeah, that was my job. Then I was furloughed.
Okay, so because they ran out of documents or because of the COVID?
I think all things. Shredding documents.
The documents you were shredding, did they happen to be about opioids?
Oh my gosh, it's all they were about.
Okay.
So many opioids. And then I would sometimes I wouldn't shred them, and I'd sell them to newspapers.
Okay.
And I would steal stuff from the office and stuff like that. But then I got furloughed because of the virus.
Okay, so here's I see your skill now. Your skill is destroying information that would be useful to plaintiffs in court cases. Okay. And your other skill is whistleblowing / making money on the side.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Then we're golden. You could work for any number of businesses, shredding documentation that they don't want around. And you could certainly strike up a side business selling some of those documents to whistleblower magazines and newspapers and websites.
Oh, great. I would love to do that.
Okay, let's get you on that track. Now that we know what you want to do, we got to start thinking, who needs you? Who needs to destroy sensitive information that will be incriminating later? I'm thinking a member of Congress, a senator or a representative, and you profited off of knowing that a full economic shutdown was just about to happen.
Okay.
There's a paper trail there that you're going to want to destroy, and who is best to destroy it but
me.
You.
Yeah, I do that. I mean, I would, but no such person. There's no person that heinous and stupid who would do such a thing. So
I'm going to beg to differ.
Okay. All right. In your world, we'll pretend that person exists. Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay. And there you go. And that's how I do it, Jack.
Oh, Brian, that's really good. So for that guy, for Billy.
Yeah.
Now, so how would you then tell him to shape a resume and a cover letter?
In his case, he's a document destroyer. So his resume wants to convey that. So his resume should come half shredded, as though it had gone through the shredding machine. So
that's smart.
Little strips. And then at the top, it's going to say, Billy Smith, documentation destroyer. Let me protect your secrets with a little TM, the little trademark symbol. Don't go to the expense of trademarking, but just say it to get the point across. Okay. And then, he can write his educational background. Listen, they're not looking for rocket scientists. He's a guy who destroys documents that are going to get congressman in trouble. So all he has to say is, I went to school, here, my GPA, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then his list of accomplishments as far as destroying documents. So right there at the top, destroyed documents for Pfizer, anything linking us to the opioid crisis, I helped destroy and ensure that it would never be presented for trial. And he could work his way down. I worked for the DNC. I worked for the RNC. I worked for Run DMC, whatever. He could list all his different accomplishments, who he destroyed documentation for.
Right. Now, do you know something about Run DMC, that they have some sort of secret that they're trying to cover up?
Yes. They claimed in the 80s, 1983 or so, to be the king of rock. There ain't none higher.
Yeah.
There's documentation that shows that's not true. There are other kings of rock who were.
No.
Yeah. And
Good God.
Yep.
I've been for 37 years. I've been saying it to everybody.
Yeah.
But my kids asked me the other day during homeschooling, "Who's the king of rock?"
Well, I'll tell you, there is someone who is higher, and sucker MCs are going to call them sire.
No.
Yep. Anyway,
that's a hell of a thing to drop during quarantine days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got nothing else to do but divulge secrets, Jack.
Okay, let's get back on topic. Okay. All right. So that makes sense about the resume.
Yep.
Now, what do you put in a cover letter? Like, whether it's Billy Smith or any of our listeners, what's a good way to stand out and make an impression in a cover letter?
So, okay, in Billy's case, the cover letter should be very direct. Dear Senator Burr, I'm well aware that you, based on insider trading, you dumped a ton of stock just in time for the financial crisis. I'm here to help. Here's what I can do. And that's where your resume ends. And then you have all those shredded pieces of paper at the other half of your resume.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because usually there's some general platitudes or.
Not necessary, because you can rest assured. Well, in the case of Senator Burr, you know that he's quite nervous and is looking for anybody to help him destroy evidence. So the first person with, the, what would you call it? The get up and go, or the, what are some other expressions? The oomph.
A real go-getter.
He's a go-getter. He's showing he's a go-getter. I'm there for you. I'm the one who wants to take over this gig for you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how do you talk? So, let's say you're working with Senator Burr. How do you discuss salary? Because I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with in terms of, like, do I ask for too much? If I ask for too little? I don't want to scare people off by high salary demands. How do you talk money? First of all,
one of the ploys they do is to get you to undervalue yourself. So they'll say, hey, Jack, how much would you like to be paid? Knowing that people have a tendency to lowball themselves. Yep. So in Billy's case, I would say, he should, if he hears that question, hey, Billy, how much would you like to be paid? He goes, I don't know. How long would you like to spend in prison? As kind of a reminder that he's facing serious jail time, and he probably wants somebody as committed and dedicated on the staff of document destroyers as possible.
Right.
So that gives Billy a leg up.
Okay.
And then the senator will say, probably, what are your terms? And that's when Billy can really ask for what he thinks he's worth.
Okay. What would you, if he just came to you and asked for a figure?
Well, knowing that it's a temporary job, and he's not going to be shredding documents proving Senator Burr's complicity in illegal actions forever.
Right.
At best, it's a year-long job, maybe two. So I would ask for $550,000 a year.
Right. Okay. Is that what you call seasonal work?
Yeah, it is kind of, it's like the strawberry pickers who come up from Latin and South America to pick strawberries in June. It's kind of like that, except it's to shred incriminating documents until they're all gone.
Now, is there sort of like a migrant caravan that comes up every year to destroy documents in Washington? There had been, but under President Trump, it's been a lot harder for them to get into the U.S. to help us destroy incriminating documents from our government officials. So there were, that job is actually falling more into the hands of American workers. Okay, well, maybe that sounds like a good thing to me.
I do, and I think it's going to be a growing profession in the months to come.
Wow. Yeah. So that's good news for the Billy Smiths out there.
Very good news. If you can destroy documents, you will have a job.
Okay. And generally, Brian, Now, one of the things I know people worry about, Brian, is the job interview. When you actually go in and meet with your prospective employer, it means you're close,
right?
Close to the job.
Yep. You made the cut. You made the first cut.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So the importance of a good job interview. What, can you walk us through the process of,
sure,
what to wear and how to make a good impression in a job interview?
Yeah. So what am I hiring for?
Okay. Let's say veterinarian. I'm
a veterinarian.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm hiring another veterinarian for my practice or a receptionist?
How about a veterinary assistant or like a receptionist at a vet's office?
Okay. So I'm a veterinarian. I'm hiring for my office, for my practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And you're sitting down. Okay. Hi. Well, have a seat.
No, thanks. I'll stand.
No, please have a seat.
Nope. I'm going to stand because I know you're adjusted the seats to try and have power over me.
Nope. That's a conspiracy thing. Don't worry about it. Why don't you just grab a seat so we can have a conversation?
You're not my boss yet, just so you know.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Now, what did I do wrong?
Well, you were kind of a dick. So right there and then I would make a little note, because when you're hiring somebody, you have a sheet. You've ever seen people hiring, they always have a clipboard with a sheet. And on that sheet are a bunch of tick boxes. And one says, is this person a dick? And I right then and there, I would have checked that off.
No kidding. I thought I did really good. To show that I'm not his property, that I'm not this veterinarian's property yet, that he's not my boss yet, sort of setting the parameters of a good relationship. No? Your reaction would have set off a lot of alarms that you might be somebody like the character Angela from The Office, who you probably didn't want to have in the office. Yeah. Okay. Good. This is great. Let's try again. Can we try it again and see if I learned? All right. So I'm sitting there. I got my clipboard, my pen. You're in my office. Hi, what's your name? My name is Mark. Mark, have a seat, please. Thank you. I would love to have a seat here. Right here. All right. I'm going to sit down, and I've been seated. Okay. Mark, what makes you interested in working for me? I like animals. Great. Well, you're in the right place. It's a veterinary practice, right? You're funny. Thank you so much, Mark. So, Mark, do you have any animals of your own? Do you have any pets? Oh, yes. I have a tarantula, and I have 2 doggies, and I'm married to my cat, Marlene. You're married to a cat? Yes. She's my wife, Marlene. So your wife is a cat, or she's cat-like? Oh, she's very cat-like because she's a little 13-pound tabby. You're married to a tabby cat? I really love animals, and I want to work with more. All right, Mark. Well, I think I've got all I need. Thank you for coming today. Well, you're welcome. When do I start? Well, we will get back to you, Mark. Great. And if you don't hear from us in a week or so, it just means we've gone in a different direction. That's the term we use. Okay, great. And scene. Now, Brian, I feel like I didn't get the job. Did I laugh too hard at it was very, the joke? Was it? Did it seem like I was sucking up too much? Did I blow it there? There was a tiny amount of sucking up, but nothing too negative. You took a seat when I asked you to take the seat. You laughed at my joke. You told me I was funny, which is paying me a compliment, kind of blowing smoke up my butt. But, it's still, fine. You have pets, you had dogs, cats, and a tarantula, which is fine. But you have an intimate relationship with a feline. And, we're married. We're going to have an intimate relationship. It's going to be sexual. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, first of all, you can't marry a cat yet. And 2, the suggestion to a veterinarian that you were having sexual relationship with animals is alarming, I would imagine, to most veterinarians. This is so hard. People are learning, Jack. People are learning what to do in a job interview and what not to do. Let's try again. Okay. I'm the veterinarian. Right. You're coming into my practice. You want a job. All right. What's your name? My name's Sheila. Sheila. Have a seat, Sheila. Thank you. I am sitting down. All right, Sheila. So you are interested in working at my practice. Tell me, what is your past experience with animals? Well, I got a kitty when I was in kindergarten, and she lived to be 18 years, all the way from after I graduated college. Wow. I used to volunteer at an animal shelter, a kill shelter, where I would try to find animals homes to live. Beautiful. I did 2 years of veterinary school, actually, before I got pregnant, unfortunately, and had to drop out. I didn't finish, but Let's see. I type 75 words a minute.
Wow.
I like people. I like pets. I like to work late. I have low salary demands. I guess that's about it.
Wow. Okay. And where did you go to veterinary school?
I went to CIT.
CIT.
Yeah, the CAD Institute of Technology.
Oh my God. One of the most prestigious veterinary schools in the United States. So you strike me as very, very qualified.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. What would you say is your biggest weakness?
It's probably that I work too hard.
I'll be honest. We've had a lot of losers come in here looking for a job. And I mean, you are A1, top of the list. I mean, you are qualified. Just have a couple other questions.
Okay. Shoot. Go ahead.
When could you start?
Well, I do have a job right now, so I would like to give 2 weeks notice because that's the right thing to do.
Okay. So you're honest and respectable. Wow. That's great. You respect your, okay. That's a great quality to have.
Yep.
And salary wise, are you okay with our salary? It's not, obviously it's not super competitive, but it is what it is.
I'm fine with that. It seems fair.
Okay. Great. And just one other thing. Are you a Scientologist?
Oh no, I'm a Presbyterian.
Oh. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we're going to be making a decision probably sometime late next week. So we'll get in touch.
Wait, why? But I can start. Should I give notice?
No. Please, don't give notice yet. We're gonna discuss in our meetings.
And scene. What happened, Brian? I thought she was perfect. We finally did it.
Yes, she was a phenomenal hire. Except she doesn't believe that Xenu is the savior of the universe.
Is that an important thing?
It's extremely important. I don't know if you know this, but 90% of employers need you to believe that Xenu is the Lord Master of the universe. And if you don't believe that, you are an enemy of Tom Cruise and you're a suppressive person.
Oh, geez. Okay. I wish you had told me that beforehand.
Well, I was just testing you, Jack.
Is that just in the veterinary world? Is that for any job?
That's well, they're really in the veterinary world and Hollywood, of course.
Oh,
they're spreading like a virus.
Not too soon. Hey, so Brian.
Hey, Jack.
So I have got fantastic news. We've got a guest lined up today.
Yeah.
Who is someone that I think all of our listeners are going to want to hear from because he is the doctor who is currently leading the charge on finding the COVID-19 vaccine.
No kidding. Okay. Wow.
Yes, so his name is Chauncey Lyme.
Chauncey
Lyme.
Okay.
He's based in Massachusetts. And so I guess he's doing a lot of the research that is going to hopefully lead to a vaccine that we can maybe end this thing early or, save some lives. I can't tell you how important this man is. And we got him on the podcast today.
That's exciting. Okay. Let's have him on.
So Dr. Lyme, are you there?
Yes, Cornelia. No, recess will be in an hour, Cornelia. Yes. Hello.
Dr. Lyme, it's Jack and Brian in New York City from Questionable Material Podcast.
Oh, yes. I wondered why I was holding my phone. Yes. Hello. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm a little busy,
That.
Can imagine coming up with a vaccine to help everybody has got to be very time consuming, but very rewarding.
No, I'm not doing that right now. I'm homeschooling my children.
I'm sorry?
I'm homeschooling my children. I do the vaccine stuff on the weekends so that I can homeschool my kids during the week. I'm required by law to school them. Otherwise, they'll be taken from me.
Is there not somebody else in the household who might be able to do that while you perform very, very important and serious duties?
No. I have no one else. My wife left years ago. I'm a tough man to get along with, but that's like many men with the intellectual stature that I possess. I can be difficult. So, yeah, to answer your question, no, there's no one else. I must do it. By the way, can I show you? I'm trying to teach my daughter Cornelia cursive. She's having a devil of a time with the Z's.
That's so funny. I had the same issue not 2 days ago with my son who's learning cursive. He's in third grade, and the lowercase z's are killing us.
Yeah. Well, she's broke her wrist trying to turn that pen so hard.
What?
Wow.
She broke her wrist coming around the corner on the top of that Z. Fortunately, I'm a doctor, and so I was able to fix it. I put it in a cast, but yeah, she's having a devil of a time.
You have the ability to create a cast at home?
It's just plaster, Jack. We can all create plaster in the privacy of our own home.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't go to medical school.
You just cut up a bunch of newspaper, and then you dip it in a glue paste. You strips of newspaper, you dip in a glue paste.
So it's paper mache. You made a paper mache cast for your daughter.
Yes. It's not. It's probably not. It's easily breakable. Yes. I basically wrapped a piñata around my daughter's wrist.
Okay. Well, you got to make do with what you got to do. But can we get back to...
These are tough times. These are tough times.
Well, speaking of tough times that could really use a vaccine. So, when you think about teaching your daughter cursive or maybe spending more time working on the vaccine, is that something you...
I'm so close. I'm so close on the vaccine. I mean, I'm so close. It's really simple, actually. Anyway, it's crazy. Almost, you could, like I was saying, you could literally make this vaccine at home. I figured it out, I believe. It's actually, you just take, you have table salt, right? You won't believe how easy this is. You have table salt at home. Everyone has table salt.
Sure.
You take table salt buddy, get down. Buddy, no. Buddy, no. Get down from there.
Who's Buddy? Is that a cat?
Sorry. No, Buddy's my son. He's my third oldest. He's my son. He's at recess. I'm trying to stagger the recess out so they don't all have recess at the same time and develop some sort of plot to kill me.
Uh-huh.
What? I have to keep them separate from each other. They all hate me.
What? I do want to get back to that vaccine, but why on earth do your kids hate you so much?
I'm a difficult man. You know, when the trade-off with brains this big is that people hate you.
Okay, but why specifically do your kids hate you?
I'm distant.
Because you're focused on work.
I'm very focused usually on work. This is the first time I had to learn their names on Monday when we started school. It was very difficult. And I'm still not sure if that was Buddy or not. But there is a child who was on top of the fridge trying to take a shit in one of the cabinets.
Okay. Wow. It sounds well. You were giving us you were in the middle of giving us the recipe for the vaccine. There was table salt was one ingredient, and
table salt. Did I say table salt? Good God, no! Don't use table salt.
Oh, don't. You
do.
Okay.
Oh, don't use table salt.
I snorted a bunch of table salt in the hopes that things would get better.
No, Jack. I mean Brian. Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, don't do that. No. There is a part of you do have to snort something, but it's not salt. That comes later. You know, what you need is you need marbles. Have you ever seen, this is so crazy how easy this is.
Great. Please tell us.
All right. It's crazy how easy this is. Okay. So chicken soup. You familiar with chicken soup?
Yes.
Yeah, we're familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. So all you do is you get some chicken soup. It can be any kind of chicken soup, store-bought, Campbell's soup, whatever it might be. You take that. And the way you prepare it, though, is very important. You've got to put it. Alice, drop it. Drop it, Alice. No. I'm not sure if that was. These can't all be my kids. There are so many kids in my house right now. They can't all be mine.
How many kids do you think are in your house right now?
I can see 13 from where I'm sitting. And I'm in the attic.
Wow.
I tried to get away from them in the attic, but they're just everywhere. They're running roughshod all over my estate.
Well, if they're not your kids, who are they and how did they get there?
Hold on one second. What is this? Oh, yes. Oh, I see. Yes. No, don't say that word. No, do not say that word. Tyler, no. Sorry, my son Tyler is reading Huckleberry Finn for school.
Oh, great.
Oh.
And he seems to have found a few choice words in there that he likes to scream.
Oh no!
Oh boy, no, you got to put an end to that real quick.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
What, is he just like screaming Jim and stuff like that, or what?
Close. It's actually the word right before that.
I got to brush up. Hold on. Let me get my copy. Brian, ask him a question.
Let's say you're really close to having this vaccine, and you're saying you're spending your weekdays homeschooling, and on the weekends is when you really work on the vaccine. Could you maybe just swap those out in the interim so that perhaps we can?
No, I can't.
No,
I can't. They'll take my children away from me, which, to be between you and me, I wouldn't mind, but it looks bad. A doctor who loses all of his children, they'll never let me work again. If you can't take care of your own house, how can you take care of the world?
Right. It just seems like a pressing thing right now would be that vaccine and the cursive letter Z.
You'd think so. But no, the state of Massachusetts has deemed it more important for me to teach my son how to be a racist than for the world to be cured of coronavirus.
Well,
I'm telling you, it's. I've been working on the weekends. I have test subjects. It's very simple. Now you take. Where was I in the? If I could just get the word out.
Chicken soup and marbles.
Good God, chicken! Did I say chicken soup?
You did.
No, do not. No, chicken soup will actually kill you if you have coronavirus or are even exposed. Do not go anywhere near chicken soup.
Okay, so we'll take that back.
You need to concentrate, man. And by the way, I got to that page in the book. That is, you got to stop your kid. You got to stop Tyler.
Read it. Just go ahead and read it.
No, I'm not. That's a hard pass for me. But can you walk us through this entire process of how you are almost curing the coronavirus?
Yes, of course. Well, see, we need test subjects. We need to, especially since it's such a dire emergency, right? No, we don't have time for all the standard steps in clinical trials and so forth, testing on animals. And so we're going straight to human test subjects. Mm-hmm. So we need healthy people, healthy members of society that we can give the vaccine to and also have a control group and so forth. You're familiar with scientific method.
Sure.
So what we've been doing is finding the poorest college kids we can to pump full of coronavirus vaccine. And see if that works. It's worked okay so far. The problem is keeping them inside on the weekends. I mean, I get them in the lab on the weekends, and then during the week, I have to keep them there somehow. So I have to lock them in with a bunch of MDMA and beer, and let them party all week long. So that they stay at the lab, and every time I come back to the lab, it's just disgusting. It's like a frat house over there right now.
Well, what's it look like when you unlock the door to your lab and look inside? What does it describe the scene?
Well, it's like if Hiroshima had been hit with a 500-ton used condom.
Wow.
I've never been more sorry that I've asked a question in my life.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture the mushroom cloud.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it until you asked, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you have these
people's shadows are burned into the floor of the lab from the cum.
My goodness, doctor, that's crazy. So
what do you suppose?
With a lot now, you can see why I keep forgetting things.
What do you suppose a bomb like that would have been named? We had Fat Man, we had Little Boy,
maybe the White Whale.
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick, right. Indeed, the very same. Yes. Yeah. So how do we test to make sure that this works? Well, what I do is I give them the vaccine, and then I cough directly down their throats, and then see if they contract coronavirus from me. I have coronavirus. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You have coronavirus.
I fully have coronavirus. I've had it for years.
What?
And yet you have a house full of kids, no? Is that
yes? They all have. Well, kids are tough.
They're resilient.
Kids are resilient. Also, yeah. I mean, that now that I'm thinking about it, that could be the reason they're so angry at me.
Possible.
But yes, I basically you have to give them the vaccine and then you expose them to the coronavirus to see if the vaccine works. And there's no better exposer of himself than me.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so you cough down these people's throats, then?
Yes, or if they won't let me cough on them, sometimes I rub their eyes with my hands, or I rub their mouths with my hands, so forth. Okay, I'm sorry, my mind is scrambled. My mind is like cottage cheese right now. I can't. I feel like I've been hit in the brain with a 500-ton used condom. I can't think straight right now.
This is a shame.
Your analogy work is very peculiar.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of the symptoms of the virus that you have and the 13 kids you have.
Do you think they're related?
You never know. You're the scientist.
I mean, loss of taste is a new symptom we're learning about COVID-19. And so maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I realized about 5 minutes ago that I'd had a piece of ham in my mouth the whole time we'd been talking, and I hadn't even tasted it. And I didn't know it was there because I couldn't taste it.
Huh.
Gosh, what happened between you and your wife?
She slept with LeBron James, and there's real no coming back from that for really any other man that I know of. So she pretty much, she didn't even have to tell me. I saw it in her eye when she walked back into the house that she had clearly fucked LeBron James and we weren't going to ever speak again. When a woman has sex with that man, you can just tell. And I understood it, and I gave her my blessing, and she left, and I didn't even fight her in court. I gave her really almost everything, and just out of respect. LeBron was there. I got to meet him. Nice guy.
That's great. I'm sorry. He was at your divorce hearing?
Yeah, he was there. I wanted him to sit on my side, but he couldn't.
Right.
Wow.
He had to support my wife, so he sat with my wife. But
so you're a big fan?
Oh, huge fan. Yeah, especially now. Yeah. But yeah, everyone's a fan of LeBron James. You have to be a fan of LeBron James, the man. He's done it all.
You're curing coronavirus.
Yeah, but I'm not LeBron James. I couldn't have walked out of high school and gone into the NBA.
Yeah, fair point.
And I also can't fuck my wife. So.
Yeah, fair point. Wow. I'm sorry I asked, Doctor. I apologize if that's a painful subject. Or
it's not.
It sounds like you're proud of it.
I love her. I am. I'm so happy. I call her all the time to see if he'll talk to me on the phone, and I drive by to see if he's outside shooting hoops, and I guess he does that at the arena, but yeah. Not a lot of men can say that their wife left them for LeBron James.
I'm not sure that sentence is true, but that's all right. Well, Brian, do you have any other questions for Dr. Lyme?
I don't. I guess we're not going to get that vaccine anytime soon, is what I'm sensing.
I'll text it to you. The second I'm done.
Okay.
I've got to go teach a Spanish class now.
Okay.
Do
you speak Spanish?
No, I'm learning as I go.
The world needs you, Doctor. The world needs you.
Thank you. And the world needs you, gentlemen, too. And the world needs LeBron James.
Okay. All Okay, Dr. Lyme, everybody. His wife had relations with LeBron James.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, Brian, I guess that's I guess that's all the time we have for this episode.
I guess, yeah.
That's a real gut punch there. I thought we were gonna be able to leave our houses. I thought that guy was gonna cure it, and
it started off so hopeful, and that we had a future with this vaccine on the horizon, and then it just turned into it's not going to happen anytime soon. We came really close to learning the recipe.
Yeah,
but he seems to be all over the place. I think this pandemic is going to drag out longer as a result.
Yeah, I think so. And then that whole LeBron James. Now, you said your wife once had sex with a Division III lacrosse player. Is that right? Yeah,
she's not into basketball.
Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry she's not D1 hot. That's tough.
I don't know about you, but I've had some downtime this week.
Yeah. When I'm not teaching 9-year-olds and 7-year-olds, I've had nothing but free time.
So what I did was I strolled on over and I started reading some of the reviews of a podcast I like to call Questionable Material.
I hate that show.
No, it's a good show, Jack. Jesus, it's your show.
What?
It's your show.
Okay.
So can I read you some of these reviews, Jack?
Sure.
So,
okay. Yep.
So the first one says, I like this a lot. This is BS.
Wow.
This is BS of A practically. If you remove sight gags and the cast and Nanny State Bloomberg skits, I think, but I still have much listening to do. So since I'm locked in my house, this will do. Thumbs up.
This will do.
This will do. Thank you, Gore W. SNL for your ears.
Oh,
yeah. I like this one. So good. Recurring bits, timely, relevant content. We are at once treated to the jokes while being in on it. Killer improv. Thank you. Great format. Very funny. It's Saturday Night Live for your ears.
Our sketches go on too long?
SNL for your ears. So our sketches, they should have ended like 20 minutes before they actually end.
Yeah.
I think he means that SNL is funny, or he remembers it being funny at one point and it's for our ears.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a heck of a compliment then.
It is.
Who gave that?
Ziggy's. It's like almost like Ziggy is Yiz. Ziggy is Jazz. Ziggy is Jay-Z. So funny. Man, this is funny stuff. Exclamation point. Still laughing. I generally only give 4-star reviews, but this had me laughing so hard, I had to give it 5 stars. Thank you, PLPK. Just hilarious.
Wow.
Give it a listen. You won't regret it. I love Brian's style of comedy since Czar at Large. Wow, that's a callback. And Jack since the BS of A. I was devastated and near suicide upon the cancellation of the BS of A and had given up hope of ever finding another comedy show. I was just, wait, hold on. I was just about to use my last bath bomb, AKA toaster, when I got an email. It was this. I was saved. Now my days are filled with laughter and irreverent humor. Thanks, questionable material. So we saved a life, Jack.
Wow, that's really good.
I feel good about saving a life.
Yeah, I feel good about saving the life of a listener.
Yes. One less life is one less download, Jack.
That's right. We got to keep those numbers up.
Right. Clever and very hilarious. Good. I like clever. Clever makes me happy. The fake ads and the setups for the improv are top notch. Movie scripts, inventions, interviews, and more are all outstanding prompts for the improv. I basically never stop smiling due to the strong structure, pace, and length. Everyone should try it. I agree, at Jerdole.
Yeah.
Missed these dudes. Brian Sack was the best thing going on The Blaze, unless you liked watching 3 fat dudes watch awkwardly while Colonel Sanders cried.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you, Steve Dave 74. Oh my God, that's funny. Wow.
Someone who has actually watched The Blaze.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Back in the day.
I mean, that is definitely what most of that programming was.
That is hilarious. These guys will make you laugh hard. Ha ha.
Thank you.
Glad your content is back. No Sacred Cows. Best comedy podcast. No question. Yeah. No question. These guys are hilarious. They have excellent comedic timing. Oh, really? Let's try it, Jack. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
Knock, knock. Knew it.
Who's there?
Yeah, no, you're slow. God, you ruined it. Really good chemistry. Each episode touches on current events, making them relevant to listeners, and the occasional guests are very high quality. This is the only podcast I look forward to hearing each week. I've listened to every episode, and anyone looking for timeless sketch comedy should do the same. Thumbs up. Oh, that's a very good. I like that one. I wish I could like print that and put it on flyers. I guess I could.
And it's clear. I like that person does clearly listen to every episode. That actually means a lot.
That does. So funny, great, hilarious podcast. I can see new colors, funny, irreverent, and of reasonable length. Okay, well, we ticked off all three.
Must be a Joe Rogan fan.
Well, Jack, that was another fun episode of Questionable Material.
Be safe, Brian.
Okay,
Stay
Jack.
6 feet away.
I will, and we'll see you next time. Or you'll hear us next time.
Yeah, either way.
Okay, over and out.
Let's be done.
Okay. Thank you to guest Tim Martin.